Good afternoon, everyone. Or I guess good evening. It's like 6 o'clock. I'm about to go for a walk and then make dinner. Just got back from the gym, have a little post-gym snack, have a little kombucha. As you guys know, if you've been watching my channel, I am doing a reverse diet right now. So I am lifting heavy, lifting hard, increasing my calories week after week after week to get my metabolism to speed up and adapt to the increase in calories every week so that I just have a faster metabolism. And ideally, I'm going to build some muscle in the process. And I am stoked about going through this. Like, if you've been through a reverse diet, you know how magical it is. Like, it's not magic, it's science. But the amount that being able to eat more and maintain weight can transform your life is crazy. Like, imagine if you could eat 500 or 1,000 calories more than you're currently eating and maintain your physique. And now imagine that you could eat 500 or 1,000 more calories than you're currently eating and maintain your ideal physique. For a lot of people, especially people coming from a chronic dieting background who have gradually slowed down their metabolism over the years, this is possible. And I'm not living in magic fairyland. I've done this with a bunch of different clients. There's a lot of different things to think about when you're reverse dieting. Macros play a huge part, your workout programming plays a huge part, but something that I think is often overlooked in the discussion about building muscle in general, or just generally in the discussion about fitness, like this totally applies to exercising to lose weight as well, and that is recovery. Like, we don't talk about recovery enough. A lot of what we talk about is focused on like how to train optimally, how to train harder, how to get your macros more precise, like how to push and push and push. We don't talk enough about the opposite, which is equally as important. If you don't have balance in your programming, in your journey, then you're not going to make optimal progress. Like, what you do, like your workouts in the gym, are only half the equation. What you do outside the gym matters just as much. And that's actually when you make your progress, is outside the gym, which we'll get into in a little bit. But basically, we don't talk about recovery enough. Today, I'm talking about things you can do to optimize your recovery from your workouts. When you optimize your recovery, you're going to build muscle faster, you're gonna be able to lose fat faster, you're gonna increase your performance faster, you're gonna get faster, you're gonna get stronger, you're gonna do all the things that you wanna do just faster and more efficient. So, I think before I dive into my first actual tips, the most important thing that I wanna get across is that soreness is not an indicator of a good workout. Like, we just need to start this discussion here because this is the biggest indicator of whether or not you're recovering well from your workouts. Being sore after a workout does not mean you did a good job. It is not your gold star stamp of approval that you did a good workout. In fact, the opposite is true. If you are sore all the time after all of your workouts, that's an indicator that your body cannot recover from the stimulus that you are giving it. So you are working out too hard and your body cannot keep up. This is overtraining, and this leads to muscle breakdown. It leads to loss of progress, loss of strength, loss of muscle mass, potentially gaining fat, amongst a bunch of other unpleasant side effects like poor sleep, mood dysregulation, poor energy, hormone imbalance, all of that. So I'm going to go for a walk, eat dinner, and then I'm gonna come back and we're gonna talk about one of the top things to focus on when it comes to recovery. Let's do it. It is many an hour later. I am getting ready to get ready for bed. And the reason I wanted to start here with the video is because the first thing that I want to talk about when it comes to recovery that so many people overlook, but is like one of the most important things, sleep. Sleep is to your progress in the gym as a gas station is to your car. If you never go to the gas station, your car's not going to get very far. If you don't get enough quality sleep, your progress is gonna be so much slower. When you exercise, your body uses carbs stored in the form of glycogen in your muscles to fuel your workouts. So throughout your workouts, you are burning through this muscle glycogen, or your fuel. It is during sleep that your body is best able to restore your muscle glycogen levels, thus like refueling your body while you are asleep. Poor sleep also leads to lower levels of human growth hormone, which is one of the main compounds that allows the muscles to repair and grow. Our bodies need it to actually be able to utilize the amino acids that we get from the protein that we eat and assemble them into muscle. The importance of sleep when it comes to recovery and muscle growth is highlighted by a study done in 2011 where researchers took a group of individuals and divided them into either getting 5.5 hours of sleep a night or 8.5 hours of sleep a night. And during the course of the study, the individuals followed a very calorie regulated diet, so that was a controlled variable. And what they found is that at the end of the study, those who had slept 5.5 hours a night had 60% less muscle mass, and those that slept 8.5 hours had 40% more muscle mass. So if you aren't sleeping enough, you are literally just sacrificing your progress. And I don't want to say you're throwing everything out the window, because you're not. Like, it's still worth exercising, it's still worth eating healthy, like you are still putting an effort and getting results, but you could be getting much better results if you actually slept enough. And sleep deprivation can actually impair the body's inflammation response, and normally this might sound like a good thing because inflammation is usually associated with being a bad thing, but inflammation is actually how the body heals. And when you're lifting and you tear down muscle in the gym, because that's what you're actually doing in the gym, is you're tearing the muscle, and it's when you're resting and sleeping that the body can repair. There's actually a small amount of inflammation that has to occur for the body to repair the muscle. So in this case, it's good inflammation. So lack of sleep preventing this inflammatory response means that you are literally preventing your body from being able to have the healing and repairing response to build stronger and more muscle. Lack of sleep also prevents the body from being able to produce adequate amounts of hormones that are involved in the muscle building process, like testosterone. If you're not getting enough sleep, you're not producing enough testosterone, and testosterone is like so important for building muscle. So this is why I'm talking about this one first, because without sleep, you are literally just tanking your body's ability to recover from your workouts. I do have a couple videos giving a lot of tips on sleep, showing my optimal nighttime routine to get the best night's sleep possible, but I do want to give you a quick rundown of some of my current favorite go-to top tips. So my first tip is something that I've actually been taking really regularly the last like week or two, because I've just been in kind of like a higher stress state, and I have felt like my body has needed a little bit of a hug, a little bit of extra support to really get into a more like chill, relaxed state to be able to get optimal sleep. So I have been taking the sleep blend from Ned. The Ned sleep blend is a full spectrum CBD with added botanicals and CBN to help improve sleep quality specifically. So here's the thing with CBD, is it is very good at balancing the body. We have a system in our bodies called the endocannabinoid system. So we already have systems in place in our body that are ready to receive cannabinoids and that interface with the rest of the body. And every system in the body has endocannabinoid receptors. So your digestive system, your nervous system, like all of the systems in your body have cannabinoid receptors. So that is why people make all of these claims about how much CBD can do. It's because it literally does affect every system in your body, and it has a balancing effect. It's really good at helping the body upregulate pathways that need to be upregulated, downregulate pathways that need to be downregulated, and it also doesn't hang around in the body for super long. Once a cannabinoid is used, it's gone, so it doesn't have an effect where the body starts to like adjust and make other adjustments that bring you ultimately farther out of balance. Like, it basically balances you and then gets out. I actually have a whole video where I dove deep into the science on CBD and like how it works in the body, and it was such a fascinating video to do, like just as a side note. So I will link that down in the description box below if you want to learn more about CBD in general and my thoughts on it and its overall applications. But basically it does bring more balance to the body, which means reduced anxiety, better cortisol regulation, better melatonin regulation, etc., which all basically translate to better quality sleep. And then with CBN in here, CBN is just another cannabinoid like CBD, but it's thought to be even better at promoting good quality sleep specifically. And then this also has other botanicals like oat straw, nettles, valerian, lemon balm, passion flower, etc., that all are in here to support sleep as well. I have had tremendous success with this. Like, this is one of my holy grail sleep supplements. I've had multiple clients take this who have also had their sleep transform. I've had random people DM me on Instagram going, oh my god, Marissa, I tried Ned Sleep Blend and like my mind is blown. So if you are really working on improving your sleep quality, I cannot recommend this enough. Also, Ned is just super high quality in general. Like, there's a lot of scammy CBD companies out there that aren't doing things up to Marissa standards. Ned is very much up to Marissa standards, and I have very, very high standards. So you know you're getting a really good quality product when you're getting something from Ned. So if you've been looking into CBD at all, highly recommend checking out. They have a de-stress blend, a regular just plain CBD blend, and they have a couple other cool things as well. So I recommend you check out Ned. As always, I do have a discount code, but update. Before, you could only use my discount code once and then you didn't have any discounts. Now, I'm pretty sure you can use it forever. So if you've used my discount code before and you want to keep ordering Ned, you can now use my discount code to keep continuously getting a discount, which is very exciting. Did I say what my discount code is? My discount code is FitAndNerdy. It gets you, I think, 15% off. I will link to it down in the description box below. Check it out. I'm about to have a cup of tea and then I will take this right after to get ready for a very good night's sleep that I am much in need of. But before I fully get ready for bed, I have a couple more tips for you guys. My next current favorite tip that I am implementing, like pretty hardcore every night, is no blue light before sleep. Usually my whole room is just these very like yellowish lights, and then I can make my ceiling lights turn red, and then at least an hour before I go to sleep I will turn my phone red so that I don't get any blue light coming from my phone. Reducing your blue light exposure before bed can absolutely transform your sleep. Blue light affects your body's ability to produce melatonin, which is the hormone that induces the sleepiness. So I recommend getting some Himalayan salt lamps, some candles, cover your room in them and just use that before bed. And then the next thing that has been super, super crucial for me, that has actually been a big game changer recently, is the sleep temperature. The optimal sleep temperature on average is 65 degrees Fahrenheit, but it's anywhere from like, I think like 60-ish to 70-ish depending on your actual body. So having an AC and a heater to help regulate your temperature is really key. Having your bed, like, just don't put a bunch of comforters on and make yourself super hot during the night. I personally have been using the Chili Pad from Chili Sleep for the last like 6 months or so, and that has been an absolute game changer. Like, it's a pad that you put on your bed and it has a small amount of like water in it, and it cycles through a machine that regulates the temperature of your mattress, and so it keeps your body at a very static, cool temperature. I never really woke up refreshed until I started using that. And then my last big thing that I have been, I think, a lot better about implementing lately, that I know is making a big difference, is having a consistent sleep schedule. Going to bed at a more consistent time and waking up at a more consistent time is crucial for sleep. Like, if some nights you're going to bed at 10 and some nights you're going to bed at 2, that is completely disrupting your circadian rhythm and disrupting your sleep quality. Even if you're like, oh my god, I'm getting 8 hours of sleep every night. No, like, you're not getting 8 hours of quality sleep every night, I guarantee you. So right now I'm talking to all of you that go to bed early on the weekdays and then stay out really late on the weekends. You are massively disrupting your circadian rhythm, and thus massively disrupting your body's ability to recover from your workouts. I know it's easier said than done, and I know this because I say it and it's very hard for me to do it, but knowledge is power and awareness is key. But yeah, those are my current top sleep tips that like I personally am making sure to implement because they're making a big difference for me right now. But again, I do have a bunch of other videos on sleep, so I will link those down in the description box below if you know that this is something that you need to work on. But I'm going to go get ready for bed, and then I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow for a little workout and some more tips.
The next day.
Just finished my morning workout, which brings us around to the next topic about recovery, which is exercise. And the first thing that I want to highlight the importance of for exercise and recovery is rest days. This is one of the easiest mistakes to make if you're super excited about your like current program or current goals or whatever, and you just want to be in the gym all the time because you're just stoked on it. Or also super easy mistake to make if you are scared of gaining fat. It can be really easy to go, well, like, okay, I should just train every single day to make sure these calories are going to building muscle, but that is a big mistake. If you have trouble taking rest days, I encourage you to reframe your mindset around them and think of them as growth days.
not rest days, because that is genuinely what they are. Strenuous workouts create microscopic tears in your muscle tissue. And it's when we rest that cells called fibroblasts can go in and repair these tears. This is the process that actually grows your muscle, that makes it bigger, that makes it better, that makes it faster, that makes it stronger, etc. It's not while you're in the gym. While you're in the gym, you're breaking down your muscle. It's during your rest days, during your growth days, that the muscle actually can repair and build. If you don't have growth days in your routine, then every day you're just breaking down muscle tissue. And if you do that too much, you just get more breakdown than building, and so you actually get less progress, fewer gains, just slower progress overall, and you may even reverse your progress. This is called overtraining. Also, your muscles store carbs in the form of glycogen. This is the main fuel for your muscles when you go through a workout. While you're working out, those glycogen stores are depleted, and it's while you're resting that your body can refill those glycogen stores to give you fuel for your next workout. So if you're working out too frequently, your body doesn't have enough time to basically refuel, and so you're working on less and less and less fuel. 95% of people need at least 2 rest days per week. Unless you are genetically like very gifted or you are a highly trained athlete, you are going to need 2+ rest days per week. And these can be active rest days, but they should still be rest days. I have a whole video that goes more into overtraining and how you can test to see if you are overtraining and if you could get better results with less work. So I will link that video down in the description box below. And speaking of active rest days, this is actually my next recommendation, which is taking active rest days rather than just like laying in bed all day and trying to be as sedentary as possible to like grow as much muscle as possible. It's not quite how it works. Research does suggest that doing absolutely nothing on rest days is not quite as effective as incorporating some amount of movement without doing like an actual workout. So active rest can include things like stretching, light walking, yoga, foam rolling, things that you can do that just move your body, get the blood flowing, get your heart rate up a little bit. But during any of these activities, you should be able to have like a conversation without being out of breath. You shouldn't be trying to like burn extra calories or do anything extra with your rest days. The focus should literally just be on like moving your body, getting the blood flowing, and just overall optimizing the health of your body. And that's really what's going to help you make the best progress and get the best recovery. And the last point that needs to be discussed with exercise is training intensity. People always think more is better. But here's the thing, what's best is what your body can feasibly recover fully from. Like I just said, 95% of people need to be taking at least 2 rest days. And this means that for 95% of people, training 6 or 7 days a week is more than your body can physically recover from. And so you're going to be getting slower results. Your progress is going to be a lot slower than it would be if you trained optimally for what your body can recover from. As a general rule, training at about 80% of the intensity and frequency that you feel like you can do is probably going to be a little bit more optimal than training at 100% of what you feel like you could do. Like, this is the one thing that you can do to actually destroy your body's ability to recover from the workouts, is just to work out too much. You can try to biohack your way around it, take all the creatine, take all the supplements, like do all these things that I'm talking about in this video, but you're still going to get better progress from just scaling back a little bit. So again, I have a whole video all about overtraining, signs to look out for, how to test to see if you are overtraining. So check that video out if you think this might be you. If you're the person who like wants to be in the gym every day because you're afraid of gaining fat or because you're like super stoked on your workouts or whatever, highly recommend watching that video, just in case.
Okay, first of all, chocolate frosty smoothie bowl has officially made a comeback. I have had this like 3 out of the last 4 days for breakfast, and it is my favorite thing again. Look at it. Look at how thick it is. It is my favorite way of getting in vegetables first thing in the morning. The frozen base for this is zucchini, cauliflower, and sweet potato, and then just like a bunch of chocolate protein, a little bit of mint, so it's mint chocolate chip, and it's But while I eat this, let's talk about nutrition for recovery, because this covers the first 3 things that I want to talk about. Number 1 is that this smoothie can be anywhere from 600 to 1,000 calories, depending on how I decide to make it. And eating enough just calories is absolutely number 1 when it comes to recovery. I don't care what your goals are. If you're trying to build muscle, if you're trying to lose fat, if you're trying to improve performance, like whatever your goals are, even just staying healthy, like eating enough calories is so important. Like, you gotta be doing it. There are processes that your body has to do to keep you alive that are a lot more important than building and repairing muscle tissue. And so if you don't have enough calories, they're gonna be diverted to keeping your heart pumping, keeping your lungs inflating and deflating, keeping all of like just the necessary baseline metabolic processes functioning. Your body doesn't care about repairing muscle tissue if it doesn't have enough energy to keep your immune system functioning. So even if you're trying to be in a calorie deficit to lose fat, eating enough is still super, super important. The next thing that's in here that's important for recovery is protein. Protein is made up of amino acids, which are literally the building blocks of your muscles. Without enough building blocks, you won't be able to build muscle. It's like trying to build a castle out of Legos and only having half the amount of Legos that you need to build the castle. You literally physically cannot do it. I do think there's a big movement within the fitness community of eating a lot more protein than necessary though. I personally recommend about 0.7 to 1 gram per pound of lean mass. That is where the studies show most people cap out on benefits from eating more protein. And lean mass, not the same as body weight. Your lean mass is your total body weight minus your body fat. So if you're 100 pounds and 20% body fat, you have 80 pounds of lean mass. So at most, you would benefit from about 80 grams of protein. Eating more may have some benefits for some people. Like some people definitely genetically can just utilize more protein and can build muscle faster. If that's you, great. But for 99% of people, that's gonna be splitting hairs. You might as well go with 0.7 to 1 gram per pound of lean mass. I do have a whole video on protein and like hacks to eat more protein. So I will leave a link to that video down in the description box below. The next thing that your body needs for recovery that this smoothie is chock full of, thanks to all the sweet potato, is carbs. The body has one primary goal in mind after a workout, and that is to replenish your muscle glycogen stores. And dietary carbs increase blood glucose and insulin concentrations, making it possible for the body to resynthesize glycogen at a higher rate. This will also promote protein synthesis and reduce protein degradation, having the added benefit of stimulating muscle tissue repair and adaptation. So since carbs are absolutely key for muscle repair and recovering from a workout, this means that they are really good not only for building muscle, being in like a bulk, intentionally trying to add size, but also they're really good for being in a deficit when you're trying to lose fat but keep muscle. I have a whole video about why carbs are really good when you are trying to lose fat, and honestly all the science in there also applies to building muscle. So if you want to learn more about how awesome carbs are, I will leave a link to that video down in the description box below. And lastly, we have staying hydrated. This is just also so key, and it sounds super basic, but it's something that a lot of people overlook. Still need to be better about staying hydrated. I'm a lot better than I was like 2 years ago. We're working on it. I'm proud of myself, but I still have a ways to go. And everyone knows it's important to stay hydrated, but when it comes to workout recovery in particular, dehydration causes your total blood volume to be less because you're not as hydrated, and so your blood has less volume. And this means that your heart has to work harder to pump your blood through your body to deliver the vital oxygen and nutrients that your body needs to recover from a workout. Basically, the more hydrated you are, the more efficiently your body can shuttle oxygen and nutrients to where they need to go in order to recover from your workout. But another thing that hydration actually plays a key role in is the digestive process. From the saliva all the way through the digestive tract, the more hydrated you are, the better your body can break down the foods that you consume into the nutrients that are going to rebuild your body. I've said this before, but the amount of water that you should be drinking, I think, is less than most people say. Like, a gallon is a very arbitrary number to apply to everyone. Yes, if everyone were to drink a gallon of water, it would probably cover everyone's bases, but not everyone needs to be drinking a gallon of water. Like, if you are a 5 foot, 110 pound small human, you don't need as much water as someone who's 6'3" and 250 pounds. Telling both those people to just drink a gallon of water because drinking a gallon is the healthy thing to do is ridiculous. I prefer the older standard of half of your body weight in ounces. So if you are 100 pounds, half of that is 50 ounces, 50 ounces. That should pretty much cover your bases. And then obviously if you're in a hot climate, if you're sweating a lot, you might need to drink more than that. Like, adjust as necessary. If you're thirsty, drink more. Also, not saying there's anything wrong with that. If you like drinking your gallon of water a day, go for it. The point I'm trying to get across is that hydration is important. Stay hydrated, drink water. And those are my top tips for recovering from your workouts. Again, if you are getting sore all of the time and these are not helping, you need to scale back on your workouts. Implementing these things should just be something to give your body a little bit of a boost to recover from a normal amount of training, not an excessive amount of training. So that said, if you have any other tips for workout recovery, please leave them down in the comments below. If you have any questions about this, also leave them in the comments. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Really does support me and my channel. I really genuinely appreciate it. Make sure you check out Ned Sleep Blend and any other Ned product. Use my discount code, get yourself a little discount. Please share this video with your friends, your family, and your neighbors. If you want to see more videos from me all about health and fitness, you can check them out over here. To see future videos, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the little notification bell so you get notified when I post a video, and I'll see you very soon. Bye!